It is a real pleasure to participate in this grantsmanship workshop organized by the Department of Music at the Obafemi Awolowo University in Nigeria. I am thankful for the invitation, and I will show some of the work we do in Southern Chile on ethics and biocultural conservation, and this is the basis for preparing grants that are pertinent to these areas. First, I will do a little prelude with lichens, and the reason why is that in these very remote areas, like in the mountains of Nigeria, lichens are the pioneers of all ecosystems, and they're particularly relevant in the context of climate change. So we're working with the metaphor, but also the actual biophysical organisms that are the lichens. Lichens can be like these hanging birds, and so this is somehow a biophysical indicator of environmental change, and having this long old man's beard shows that these ecosystems are healthy. This, what I'm projecting to you, is at the southernmost forest of the whole world in Cape Horn, Chile. So another thing that is important to point out in grant writing is the uniqueness of the geographical location. In our case, in Chile, is that these are the southernmost forests of the whole world. Now, let's go in this unique geographic region. When we look at the map, with the southern hemisphere on the top, we can see that Cape Horn is really like a summit of a mountain, and the mountains are particularly sensitive to global climate change. Hence, we invented this metaphor of sentinel for global climate change. And this is located at the southern summit of the Americas. The region here is an archipelago south of the continent. The point here is another aspect, that this site that I am showing here on the bottom of the Americas here is the only one that is at this latitudinal range at 56 degrees south and has 4 sentinel changes. One is the Diego Ramirez Islands, very into the ocean. Then we collaborate with the Navy, and this is a third message for you in the grant writing. Find good partners. In our case, for example, the Chilean Navy. The Chilean Navy provides boats, provides helicopters, and helps us to conduct the research. In your music department, in art, find equivalent partners when writing. Also, it's very important to involve students. Here is Jaime Ojeda, a doctoral student who now is a colleague, and he's talking to this beautiful endangered albatross, the great-headed albatross, one of the endangered species in the world that finds here a refuge for nesting. You see the nest on the bottom, and reproducing. Here, another example of partners. The partner is the National Park Service, and here we are at the southernmost again, picture that you recognize already, and this is with the Forestry Service of Chile. And here we work in partnership with tourism. Then another partnership is with the municipality. The municipality of the southernmost city of the world, Puerto Williams. Here is on the top of the hill, Bandera Hill, and there is our site, our natural reserve, which is the Omora Ethnobotanical Park. Fourth, then we have, in our case, scientific questions, and the scientific question has to relate to analogies. Here, the temperature decreases with altitude. Here, the temperature decreases with latitude. This is almost 1,000 kilometers. This is 1,000 meters. In both cases, the decrease in temperature is 6 degrees Celsius, and that has impact on the biota, in this case, the mosquitoes. Because if you have warmer summers and in general warmer temperatures, the mosquitoes reproduce more rapidly. That means that they go from the eggs to the pupa, larvae, and then adult, completing more than one cycle per year, and that means an excess of mosquitoes. That is important for health because there are some diseases transmitted by mosquitoes, but also they are directly indicative of climate change. Another thing that we have is these invasive species, particularly threatening is this North American bison, which is the predating on the birds and causing major problems. And here a little bit of a flavor of what we do, which you have in Nigeria, so beautiful landscapes. And I invite you to watch this video so that you give a little bit, get what you can, for example, propose for field courses in Nigeria, including music, including the arts. In our case, it's more the sciences. You will see now a short video that portrays both the landscapes, the partnerships, and now the students. So this is our craft for writing grants. Let's take a look. This is a colleague from Spain here with the police people. This is a collaborator from Germany, hiking the mountains. A collaborator from Denmark, hiking in the middle of the forest. Another collaborator from Spain, crossing streams. All this could be done in Nigeria. Looking at the lichens. Collaborators from Mexico, mosquitoes, crossing rivers, and also some indoor experiences and outdoor experiences. And our specialty, ecotourism with a hand lens to observe the beautiful mosses. And we also work with birds. Actually, we work with birds and music. And Professor Olu knows a little bit about that. He has a book of what we are doing. We navigate across the fjords, taking the ferries. We observe from the peak of the mountains here with enjoying the field camps. And all these are adventures that students really appreciate for sharing experiences with professors, with park rangers, with researchers, but in the field firsthand and enjoying different aspects. And gaining training and methodologies to conduct field studies of organisms that are little known, like this beautiful hummingbird. Lichens again. Here a little bit with rodents. Photography is very important. And audiovisual, a music department could do much better than we composing original music. This was borrowed with permission of the composer somewhere else in the world. And this is a person from the arts that expresses how marvelous it is to interact with scientists here with the, again, with the police people. These are from California and working together. In this case, a person from the University of Magallanes with people from the University of North Texas. Well, I hope that this little video and the presentation gives you a flavor of our partnership, the Navy, the police, the Forestry Service, and many others, the importance of involving students in the grant writing and interdisciplinary teams. And this is multicultural and involves Mapuche knowledge, the indigenous Yagan knowledge, scientific knowledge from Chilean scientists, here the old Darwin, an Argentinian colleague. So that's also an important thing for you, is the cultural and symbolic linguistic diversity.
Diversity is manifested in the myriad of organisms that exist on the planet, and also through the different ways in which humans view, name, and relate to other living and non-living beings. In the subantarctic Magellanic ecoregion of Chile, diverse cultures coexist with different languages that name the rich biodiversity in these forests. This region possesses more than 5% of all the world's bryophyte species. Amazing miniature forests are formed by bryophytes that grow on logs, rocks, and hanging from trees. Lichens also hang from trees and are commonly known as old man's beard, and have been given names in different languages that allude to its resemblance to the beard of humans. In Mapudungun, the language of the Native American Mapuche, the people of the land, the lichen is named Calcha aluan. The poet Lorenzo Ayapan explains that Calcha means hairs and aluan means tree. The Mapuche knowledge keeper, Ayapan, also taught us that old man's beard is used to prepare an infusion that purifies the blood, heals ulcers, and stops diarrhea. In the language of the Yagans, the most ancient native people that have inhabited the southern end of South America, Yagan artisan Julia Gonzalez explains that Shirlek is the generic name for lichens and mosses. Julia also told us that when they were young, they smoked old man's beard, and that it was also used to light the campfire. In science, this species has been continuously studied. Recently, botanist Dr. Susana Cabello explained that Proto-Usnea magellanica has unique chemical and ecological characteristics that led to adding the prefix proto to express that it is an ancestor to Usnea, a genus with global distribution. Magellanica refers to its exclusive distribution in Magellanus. Scientists at Amora Park have studied how old man's beard is extremely sensitive to air pollution. For this reason, in the 21st century, these lichens find refuge in the forests of the subantarctic Magellanic ecoregion, where they still grow exuberantly with the cleanest rainwaters and air on the planet. The name Usnea was coined in the Middle Ages by an Arab doctor who studied the healing properties of lichens from the Islamic region. The Latin name of the genus, Usnea, comes from the Arabic word for an old man's beard, Ushna. Modern scientists have also discovered that this lichen has a powerful antibiotic, usnic acid. Today, usnic acid is used in medicines, toothpaste, shampoos, and many other products. In summary, the diversity of names and everyday interactions with old man's beard lichens teach us that we co-inhabit in a diversity of languages, knowledges, and life habits that together constitute biocultural diversity.
I hope that these two videos, which I will share also the links with Professor Olu, are helpful for you to consider in the craft of writing grants, the uniqueness of your region, which you have many unique sites in Nigeria, the importance of having partnership, different partners, in addition to the university, involving students, and involving also local knowledge as much as universal knowledge. I think that this project in southern Chile has several resemblances, similar aspects with the projects that you are writing and preparing in Nigeria. I wish you the best with your grant writing. And I want to say that I am thankful for Dr. Dankyu Su. She's a professor in China, both political scientist, philosopher, and now scientist. And she has been involved with this international grant writing also between Chile, China, and the US. And she's helping me to record this and prepare so that Professor Olu has it tomorrow in this interesting seminar. Again, thank you very much for the invitation and all the best for your grant writing.